Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the road to finals. The final fight, potentially, for OG and FaZe. If we get to see it one more time in the grand final, I think everyone will be pretty happy about that. But currently, where we're at in the story and of the year is heading into Call of Duty World Championship, the biggest event of the year. Optic Gaming look unstoppable. They're going into it with the biggest amount of confidence ever. But before we get there, they have to go through regionals. Now, going into regionals, we want to take a look at Optic Gaming and FaZe kind of in a head-to-head. Now, grand finals appearances, Optic Gaming with 3, FaZe with just 1. Tournament wins, OG with 2, 1 for FaZe. Now, this is the crazy thing. 2K, 5K, 10K, Optic Gaming had 11. FaZe only had 1, Max, and there was only 25 tournaments that had been played at this point.
An insane ratio there, really, when you can consider, OG as an online, their online strength. And then you take a look at, MLG Pro League Season 1 record as well, because also a huge part of the AW season. OG set the record 38-6.
That's incredible.
The best up until that point had been Ghost Season 2 with EG going 34-10. And then FaZe 24-20, not so bad. They had roster changes mid-season. But head-to-head, FaZe still lead 1-0. They've only met once, and that was at AW Open. But NA Regionals, both teams starting to practice. Obviously, now everyone's like, does Ace really want to win anymore? Now it's COD Champs time. You don't want to question Pat in the situation at all.
This is the one time of year where he kind of just steps up and plays out of his mind. And really, when it got to NA Regionals, it just kind of happened the way everyone thought it was. But Optic and FaZe stomped their way through their side of the bracket, and they met up in the grand final again. Second time in the year. It was a very, very interesting one. There was, of course, that time now where Slasher at the beginning of the game was considered, arguably, T1 Bal.
Right.
Formal at this point, though, is coming out, and he's really asserting his dominance. He's got to know the game. His shot is on point, and he's like really fighting for that sort of title, if you will. And that grand final didn't disappoint. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the final. Highlights.
Winners final.
Winners final.
Just want to point out, it took Enable a minute and 20 seconds to find his first kill. Very slow start for him. He's going to be a player you'll look to heat up, because when Enable is on, that's when we've seen a lot of success. He and Slash are kind of leading the way throughout the Season 1 championship. Let's see if he can start getting something going here with the ASM 1. Picks up 1, pushing in. Going to find 2 more players around this corner. Though for FaZe Red still, they've now extended their first lead to 20 points. And growing, Enable with a nasty 2-piece jumping up and over, but it's really been the Slasher show. We are not even at 5 minutes. He's at 26 kills.
He is going off 149 to 111, 22 seconds left before the hardpoint rotates. Scumpy trying to charge for the scrap time. There's going to be one gunfight. Can he win it? Yes, he can.
Great shots from Formal, but it's going to be FaZe Red inside. Formal trying to take his time, waiting for a teammate, but these are valuable seconds. Formal and Krim combining for the 2-piece. Nade shot flushing out, but he's taking out Scump. Must go huge here. Last 9 seconds, and it's FaZe Red locking it up. Game number 1, the first loss this weekend for Optic Gaming at the hands of FaZe Red on Solar Hardpoint.
There's going to be a first engagement. Parasite wins it. Now, FaZe desperately trying to hunt out the Optic Gaming plays. Enablement back. There's going to be 2 plays. He is able to trade that. That's huge for FaZe. Now Scump and Crimsix 2 versus 3.
Bomb down, and we are going to see Krim. He's got to go huge here. He's got it! Did the defuse go off?
No! He killed him before he got the defuse! Crimsix just went massive for Optic Gaming.
Aix was on the bomb. You see Krim with the 3-piece in your round-ending kill cam. Without a doubt, BenQ best play of the day material there. You'll see it in our top 5.
BenQ best play of the tournament right there.
He has had some of the nastiest flag runs so far. 1 player to beat back at his base. He's got a teammate with him. Enable with the cover. Parasite stopped, but not until the cap goes through. It's a 1-1 game. Needs cover. Scump gonna try and get the kills. Formal gonna run this one behind him. Optic Gaming could take the lead. Formal's gonna get it in with 45 seconds to go. Can they hold off the FaZe Red counter cap? Enable falls. He was the closest one to the flag. At the end, though, he is catching fire with the bow. It's nothing but blue in your kill feed as Optic Gaming is going to close this one out 3-2. I want to mention one more thing before we throw it down to the analyst desk. What a job by Formal to calm down the team. When it was 2-1, he just told everyone, sit back, relax.
They were not able to do anything. You're going to see back-to-back 2-point plays come out of Optic Gaming. And again,
Scumpy
is still alive, 6-0, looking for more kills, finally falls, etc. after that update. It was pretty
Scump is the best, he says, and Nate Shot is going for the jam, cut short. Krim there for the rebound, and he's gonna put it through just in time.
I'd like to see him just go for one here. Doesn't even need to go for two. Probably gonna get it if he can jump over it. Does so. 12-0.
This is a massacre, Ben.
Yeah,
that's gonna do it. Optic Gaming here in your winners bracket finals, locking it up here in game number 4 as they secure the first spot in the NA Championship final.
Of course, after that winners bracket final, Max, FaZe fall down to the losers bracket final where they have to go up against Denial once again.
Right.
But they just can't seem to beat Denial. Denial bests them once again, sets up that Optic Gaming versus Denial grand final. But really, you kind of look at Optic Gaming at NA Regionals, and they were just so dominant.
Yeah, probably the most dominant event up until this point,
right?
In general. And they take out Denial again, 3-0.
Second time in a row.
In the grand final. And now, again, we're starting to hear this, the Denial talk, like, okay, this team is getting better. 2 grand finals in a row.
Right.
They beat FaZe, who is arguably the best competition against OG and the only team that really could beat them in the tournament. And yeah, Denial starting to become like a number 2, a top contender in this game. But, biggest event of the year on the horizon. Now OG goes in, number 1 seed overall.
Right.
This is it. If OG can take this event, there's no question they're destined.
This was an interesting time as well, because if you go back in time, there was some rumblings then that potentially winning regionals wasn't the best thing for Optic Gaming, because that was the 3rd event in a row. Maybe a little bit of complacency comes in, because you go back the year prior, Strictly Business versus Call, and Strictly Business kind of bested Call, and at the time everyone kind of looked at Call as the best team in the game.
100%.
Period. And that kind of refreshed them a little bit to realize, hey, we can be beaten, we need to grind out, and then of course they go on to win Call of Duty World Championship. For Optic, however, that wasn't the case, as we'll touch on in a little bit. But let's take a look at OG versus FaZe, and FaZe rather, in a comparison after NA Regionals. Of course, now they've met each other one more time. So that head-to-head changes to 1-1. Grand final appearances 4 for Optic Gaming, 3 tournament wins. FaZe still, that 100% completion record of grand final appearances and tournament wins, but they're not making it to the grand final anymore. They're now continuously getting the best of them.
Yeah, and I mean, still continuing online dominance, and it's still looking like OG is the best team here. FaZe still a lot of attitude issues between key members on the team, and going into champs, really big question: could they figure it out? Would Ake show up? Or could OG really just continue the dominance and go for 4 in a row? I mean,
so after NA Regionals, as you said, we go into Call of Duty Championships 2015, and we can take a look at the groups that both Optic Gaming and FaZe were put in. Group A was OG, Group C was FaZe. Of course, FaZe read 3-0, 9-2, Optic Gaming 3-0, 9-1. Just had to do a little bit better than FaZe.
FaZe Red's group was a little harder.
Automatic Reload, Fab A DE, Fab A All-Stars.
I mean, Vitality didn't win a single map.
That's true.
Poor Vitality.
Yeah. Shout out to NXG Rapid, though. Finishing 3rd. Team Orbit, of course, in 2nd place. Automatic Reload in 2nd place there. Pretty much what was expected at the time. That kind of American dominance in both their Group A and Group C. So it seemed like both teams were on a bit of a rampage to kind of dominate COD champs. And honestly, after dominating your group, you expected that momentum to follow through, Max.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, everyone's still expecting these teams to meet in the winners' finals, depending on how the bracket plays out. However, quite the opposite happened, because the team that had met OG in the grand final for the past 2 events, Denial eSports, had drawn a winners round 1 matchup against them due to their finish in their respective pool, which was Pool B.
Yep.
And the biggest upset we've seen all year long, even more upsetting than AW Open FaZe over OG.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy exactly what followed, and it kind of gave Denial the spark they really needed. Take a look at some of the highlights from Denial versus Optic Gaming at COD Champs.
Knows Parasite is going to do it, so you're gonna with the blue spawn, you're gonna get to this first hard point quicker, so you can lock it down with that shotgun. So honestly, Nature should be able to lock this down for a big chunk of time, especially when Scumpy's picking up 2 pieces like that. My lord.
I know you love it when we see the TAC-19, but I love it when I see Scumpy with the ASM-1 every single time. Scumpy just puts on a highlight reel. Optic, though, sitting on top with a 20-point advantage. And after Scumpy, there's kind of a major drop-off in this slaying here from Krim 6, Nate Shot, and Formal. I wonder what's going wrong for these guys. Clearing the way through the middle. I thought they were able to jump right in. I was dead wrong. Eggs actually will break in. Slasher with the support, with the bow, but no one is inside scoring quite yet. Looks like Eggs is going to jump right back in. We'll take our screen to him, and you'll see Nade Shot picks up Slasher. Will Optic be able to break through? That looks like they're going for a 4-man push all through green, but there's a lot of eyes all in this direction for FaZe.
Oh, it makes him stay alive for a little bit longer. He's actually just picked up 2. Well, in goes Natron, in goes Crimson from Optic Gaming. This is an insane ending to this game.
Scumpy trying to break through, and he was just cut down. All 4 members of FaZe inside, and FaZe Red is going to take game number 1. The ridiculous comeback in the final 3 minutes.
The sniper rifle looking good for FaZe. 3 versus 2. Crimson's going to get tagged up from the side. That leaves Nadeshot in a 1 versus 3. And Slasher knows where he is. Nadeshot trying to hit some shots mid-map. Not able to connect with anything. Time is ticking as well.
He's got the bomb with him, but he's going to go for the kills here. 20 seconds. You can't plan with 3 people checking. And he's going to tag up 1, and he's going to get executed. 6-3, FaZe Red taking a 2-0 advantage over Optic Gaming in the best of 5. The Valve 3 down though for Optic Gaming. It's Enable picking up 2. Slasher with 1. It's coming down to Grim 6 here to pick up some major kills here as all of FaZe is rotating towards him. The satellite carrier just around the wall.
Oh,
it's
no.
Parasite, and Parasite runs right past him as he misses the melee.
And more importantly, the players from Optic Gaming tried to wrap it, so they're going to give away another 2-point play. And this is going to be 5-0 in favor of FaZe with 3.5 minutes remaining. Optic Gaming not getting any luck. Decided to wait for his teammates to flood through. As you said, a 2-point would stop the clock when he goes for the 1. It's now 9-0 in favor of FaZe with still just over 2 minutes remaining in this game.
But Grim is stopped short. Enable falls, all 4 down, and it's going to be Normal trying to get to that drone, and he will dunk it in 2-10. Optic with 2 minutes left.
Down now if you're a FaZe fan, because with 17 seconds left, it's impossible, and FaZe know it. They stand up in the booth, the high fives come out. They have defeated Optic Gaming and will advance further through that loser's bracket.
Now, of course, a look at Optic Gaming versus FaZe in the losers bracket. Denal knocked down Optic Gaming there, and Denal continued on at COD Champs to have a very, very successful run. But FaZe head-to-head managed to beat Optic Gaming, and it was a massive surprise, Max. Everyone kind of looked at that series, they looked at the maps, and they went, yeah, Optic have this.
Comeback uplink, I mean, now we hear that that's arguably their worst uplink.
But look at what they did at regionals, though.
Right.
And you go back in time, how dominant they were.
Yeah, absolute dominance. But, I mean, also meeting and losers round 3. This is a matchup.
Right.
You know, whoever loses here has to play TK for that 7th, 8th spot at Champs. Not where any of these teams are expected to finish. And going in, you're like, okay, you know, OG will come out. They'll just beat FaZe second time around. But no, FaZe got the best of them. And then obviously the Nile, who beat OG in winners round 1. They go on to the grand final to face the upstart team Revenge Squad, who actually knocked FaZe into the loser bracket. So you have the 2 teams
How ironic.
who knocked the Juggernauts into the loser bracket meet in the grand final. And this round 10 to decide it all was insane.
Yeah, it was a pretty crazy one, not going to lie. But, you know, you look at Optic Gaming and you look at FaZe. Pretty disappointing event for OG. FaZe, I mean, it was a little better, but it was by no means where they were looking for. But you know, this time you started looking at it now and you said, hey, this team can really compete.
Yeah, 100%. And then going back to FaZe as well, I know Mr. X, you know, talking about if FaZe continue to play on that Saturday, if Grand Finals was played on Saturday, FaZe were winning that event 100%. They were so hot going in. They crushed Automatic Reload. They crushed Prophecy to get to losers finals against Team Revenge. But on Sunday, they couldn't just come, you know, quite with the same heat as they were playing on Saturday, because, you know, beating Optic Gaming for to knock them out, that's like one of the highest of highs of adrenaline you're going to get in any tournament. But yeah, Denial starting now. You know, they're, as you see on the screen, Facento's about to die. They're about to defuse the bomb, and JCap has finally become a world champion after coming up short 2 games ago. But still, Denial Squad looking extremely strong now, and one of the top teams in the game without a doubt.
Yeah, that's for sure. So taking a look again at Optic Gaming and FaZe after COD Champs in a head-to-head environment. At this point, the head-to-head record goes over to in favor of FaZe. It's 2-1 now when they've matched up thus far in Advanced Warfare. Really, not much else changed. Grand final appearances still 4-1. Tournament wins 3-1. And, you know, there's 2Ks, 5Ks, and 10Ks 13-1. So, overall, Optic Gaming having a lot more success. Head-to-head, you know, it's obviously, you know, only played 3 times, but it's in favor of FaZe. For now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we return, though, we're going post-champs, and this is when things get a little more interesting in what has been an epic rivalry all year long. Be right back.